So, this is going to be a server tour of the server that I've been working on with my partner Rowan and my sister and friend Allison. We've been working on this for only like a couple of months or so, and we haven't really, there's a decent amount of thought put into it, but we also haven't really been sure what we're doing so far. So I wanted to do a little bit of a server tour to show what we built at the moment and kind of how the server's story has gone as far as we've made it. Don't worry about this one. It's fine. But yes, so this is the first spawn area. It's the first island that we spawned on. Don't worry about the giant door that's just sitting there, or the millions of crafting tables we accidentally kept placing. But this is the area, which is marked by the giant sand tower to make sure we don't lose ourselves. We have a strip mine that's down here that we started on our first one, and after finding almost nothing, not even like cobble, well, we found cobble, but we didn't find any coal or iron or anything, so we just decided to drop that stuff off. And then this area has just various stuff for us to stop at. Earlier we did have like a house sort of thing set up in the sand area over here. You can see the water area is actually where I had a chicken farm, but I ended up moving that and everything. And we also have a wheat farm over here and similar things, but overall it's pretty empty. It's because we started moving to do a new area of the server more recently. It should be right off this area. We have an old area where we kept a bunch of the sheep and everything, and we stayed here for a week and a half, maybe, while we were getting on our feet, but once we ended up not having much else to do, we just sort of decided, maybe we should move on to deeper waters. So moving on to deeper waters we did. We have, I'll probably take you guys to the main area of the server first, which is our village. We found a village that died very, very quickly after we started taking care of it, just due to the fact that we had no real way of protecting the villagers. So we have revived the village through using voodoo practices and generally just magic stuff to bring them back to life with potions and everything. So we have expanded upon the village and done a bunch of extra stuff to make it look nice and shiny, and Allison, the one who's currently with me, ended up also creating an amazing farming area, so we're gonna get to look at all of that, and it's gonna be very cool. But for right now, we gotta actually traverse our way over there, which is the hardest part. It's a long way. Not as long as some of the other ways. I'll probably show a small tour of the nether area. It took a lot of time to get to the nether fortress. It was a lot. But, that stuff's the hard part that nobody really likes to hear or think about. Let's do instead the more fun part of the server, which is this. I think it's our pride and joy, considering all of the time and stuff that we put into making sure it looks nice. Okay, so this is the main dock area. Most of the dock was built beforehand, but we ended up adding in a lot of extra features, so like now you can place boats here. This is Tang, Allison's cat. She has kept him here by accident for a little bit, but outside of that, it's been good. And because of the fact that we like fishing a lot, we ended up making a fishing center. Allison specifically does a large majority of the fishing and has gotten insane loot from it. Like, some of this stuff is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know how she managed to pull that off. I made this area. It's a little cooking area that has stuff to be able to make like fish and I forgot how to drop it. Not the emote screen. How do I drop a cube? There we go. Anyways, yes. So, there's raw food goes over here, cooked food goes over here, and then we also have fuel and stuff in here. And then up here's like a little sleeping area, so if you're out fishing late, you have that. And then this is the main fishing place, the place that's used the most. We have storage for all of your loot. And here's another area you can store loot. I'm gonna make another bench over here probably. And over here is the horrible garbage fire. Don't be careful whenever you use it. It's bad. It's bad. That thing used to be over there and it nearly burned down everything. All of it. Every possible thing in the fucking server. So we have to be careful. I'm probably gonna sleep soon, but this house here is the house that Allison has taken over. She has taken it over as her special safety spot until her actual house, which I will show you soon, gets completed. I'm gonna go sleep in Rowan's bed. Shh, don't tell him. This is Rowan's house. They have a lot of animals. This child is also here. There we go. Oh, I have a rabbit hide now. Somebody murdered something. But yes, so Rowan's house is over here and has been working on improving some of the things. Allison's house, I'll show you a little bit of that one so far. It used to be a librarian's house, but now it has like an armor stand, all of that. Some nice storage and everything in here. Where did your bed go, Allison? Okay. Your bed? Oh, you accidentally threw it into the garbage disposal? Oh no. Okay, well anyways, and that was part of the server stuff and everything that was made, and these guys keep spawning like all over the server really bad. So, we have started to just accumulate llamas, and it's really bad. I think Allison hates llamas and this guy more than anything else on the server. It's not good. We have also surrounded most of the village with cobblestone walls, and these areas, so that way we can get in and out pretty easily, but the villagers can't. Each of the villager houses is pretty standard. We put some villager tool boxes in there. This is what was the llama farm, as well as some of my mini dogs and a safety spot for foxes. Let me see if I can actually get in here somewhere. Okay. Over here, yes. So, this is the home for the fox that I had stuck in here. I'm not sure if he's still in here at the moment. But then I also have a bunch of my dogs sat down over here and a few of the llamas that are left from the Great Llama Migration. I will show you the rest of the llamas and where they have headed to soon. This is going to be a little campfire area I have set up, and that is a mining area I'm going to show you eventually. Don't mind the Mothman on the roof. This is the community house, partially inspired by Dream SMP stuff, because I thought it'd be a good place to... Oh gosh. It'd be a good place to put everything. We have a bunch of these little furnaces up here, some places to sleep, an anvil, a crafting table, and then each of these, there's like 2 long chests for each little type of thing, so loot, decoration, farming, all that kind of stuff. These guys seem to like it a lot in here, so they come in here pretty often just to stare around at it. And then upstairs, I need to replace these with trapdoors again, but is a miniature farm, because whenever I show you, I'm gonna probably go over there in a few minutes, but all of the villagers have replaced our farming crops, and it's kind of horrible. This is the community hospital, so whenever we first got here, like I said before, what happened was all of them had died, so we had to completely restart this village from the bottom up, and we basically just brought them in here. We'd trap them in here and heal them, and then we would send them off to get jobs. So up on this area, Allison is pretty much the potion master. She does all the potioning and everything. So she has a bunch of different stuff in here, and we basically have just had this stuff stored up and saved, so that way whenever we have zombie villagers, we can just plop them in and get that stuff healed up, and it's all good. And of course we have another wart farm over here. It's just like a really tiny everything, that way we can get what we need. But yeah, so that area is that. The villagers keep getting stuck up here, so we had to move a couple of things. And this hole in the wall is actually going to be a place for them to have like a little cafe. We wanted to make it so that way they had like a free area to work on and put some stuff everywhere. That way it kind of looks a little bit nicer. So we have that available for them. And then, Allison, you want to show them your farm? Yes. Show me your farm. Allison has worked so hard on her farm. She spent so long. It was a horrible, horrible trudge to get to this point in the server. She built this well over here, and there's also these small points where there's like campfires and stuff that you can cook food without wasting coal. This is where her house is going to be. She had to tear it down a couple of times, but she's working on it. And this is also going to be a villager house soon. There's sugar cane, and this is the first iteration of the farm that she made. There was a bunch of wheat and carrots and stuff in here as well, but apparently all of the farmers here are potato farmers, so they replaced everything with potatoes. It was real bad. We also have a pumpkin farm that she made over there, and here is her pride and joy! The barn! The barn is very beautiful. She spent literally over a week on this, and she has a huge army waiting within the walls, including a couple of parrots. It's insane. Upstairs, they haven't really gotten too much yet. We were thinking of maybe adding some more, like, quality of life stuff, so, like, ovens and stuff like that, and maybe that sort of thing. I know that Allison is eventually going to trap some... Allison's eventually going to trap some villagers here that are going to go over there, so that way we can trade with them a little bit. But, one second, I'll go over there in a second. But first, we also have our horses over here. This horse is the slowest thing on Earth. It is slower than walking, which is why I've obviously given it my diamond armor. We have 2 skeleton horses. We did have 3, but one of them died. This is Atticus. I love him so much, and this is his friend who I don't have a name for yet, and these are Ronan's horses that are really nice. We've been trying to figure out a better way to get them out of their stables, so that's been a process. Woo. Okay, so this is Allison's farm. Outside of that area, there's the pig area. She's trying to make it as humane as possible, so all of the animals have these big areas with water and everything that they can get to. And there's a bunch of colored sheep. We don't have any white sheep, just colored sheep. And then she made this really nice looking chicken coop, and inside we have the chickens. We want to let them free, but the problem is that foxes keep killing them, so we have to keep them in here except for monitored experiences. And down here is where she has a bunch of hoppers set up, so you can just like check through and find the eggs that they've been storing, as well as any like chicken or anything that's died. So that's really nice. And then beyond that, we also have a cow farm on the farther side, and it's pretty sweet, but that's not the entire farm. No, we have a new area Allison has set up, and it's going to have a railway. well, I mean, it already does have a little bit of a railway. The railway isn't completely set up yet. One of your dogs is trying to kill me. It's a baby dog. It's trying to murder me. I don't know where he went, but he bit me. There he is. I think it was because you hit me that one time. Oh well. So this is one of the first train stations. We haven't finished. Allison built all of this part, but she hasn't finished doing this specific area yet. So the train station is currently just as it is. But then if you go to the place where it's going to be leading to, farther off this way, there is a beautiful tree farm that she set up, an orchard. It has almost every type of tree that's here. There's the oak trees, the birch trees, there is also the spruce trees and the jungle and all of that sort of thing, but we haven't quite gotten it set up yet, so that way there's actually like dark oak and all of the other ones, so that's a work in progress, but it is pretty much nearly done. And then also Allison ended up, or this one specifically was built by me. I ended up putting like storage stuff here and everything, and then there's also going to be a little bit more decoration in this area, but this is going to be like a little sleeping area, so in case you're over here to chop down wood or whatever, you can just sleep over. And then this is a minecart, and the process that was taken to send this little guy on its adventure was way too long, but we have it sorted, sort of. Kind of. She's lagging a little bit, but she's working. Maybe? Yes. Okay, yes. Don't worry, the server is so big, and I'll explain why later. But it's not because of the fact... Oh. No. It's not because of the fact that we built a bunch of things, I promise. These areas are going to be sleeping over areas because Allison made this area to be a huge-ass farm. A huge-ass farm. It's big as hell. There are bamboo shoots over there as well as melons. She started up more potatoes, cacti, there's wheat, there's carrots, there's sugar cane, literally everything except for beetroot, because she does not like beetroot, but everything else is just like all over this area. And soon enough it's going to be lit up and it's going to be beautiful, and it already has such a nice little atmosphere because of like the way that the waterfalls are and everything. So it's going to be pretty sweet. This is where I lost my skeleton horse. So yes, we have all of those areas set up so far, and we are working on doing some more stuff soon. We haven't really done really many build things, but I know Allison wanted to make a library, and we also wanted to try and set up some more stuff going on as far as like village options and things like that, and maybe even set up builds outside of the village. We have a couple of builds that we've set up outside of the village already that are used for different purposes that I'll explain once we get over there, but there's options available to everyone, and it's generally pretty cool. Okay. Oh no. Murder. Okay, so now that we have our snack that was just freshly killed in front of us, we will go to the next portion of the server, which is the other side of the village. It's still a work in progress, but my house is over there. You've already seen Rowan's house, so I won't go too deep into it. It's mostly the same as what it was before, but there's also an underground area that has some small amounts of stuff that are just storage related things. So we have all of that stuff set up from earlier. And we'll go back into the village now and show off some of the other parts. I don't know if I should do a tour of what we have in the Nether so far. I mean, like, I feel like it's a pretty integral part of our experience at this point, but I also don't like going in the Nether. It's scary. I wasn't scared of the Nether before, but now that I've seen what this server has done to us, I'm very afraid of the Nether. Very, very afraid. Yes, so, to the other part of the village we go, I suppose. This will include one of Rowan's builds as well. You haven't seen many of Rowan's builds because Allison is insane and builds constantly. But me and Rowan occasionally build something. Obviously, I built, like, the fishing center area over there and the community house and the hospital, but Rowan did this next building. So, obviously we built a lot of our village stuff directly into the village that was already here. Like, the most we really did to change these houses was add the cobblestone walls. But this is Rowan's office, and a street lamp post that broke because of a creeper explosion. Not me. It was me. But yes, so each of these areas has a little sleeping area for the villagers, and it also has like a tool sort of thing for them. And then there's like different chests that we can use, but the villagers also can technically use, it's just they won't, because the game doesn't work like that. But they have all these different areas and places that they can work. They have therapy animals on each part of the thing that Rowan was very careful to implement. So there's just a bunch of different areas for them to be, and you get to see them sort of run around and do things as they go or whatever. But if you go up here, there's also a little siesta area, so they have a relaxing kind of place that they can be at. That's sort of a protection area from the rain if they want, and this gives them a little cafe place that they can eat at. It is a little bit of an eyesore. If you saw it from the outside, it looks like a giant cobble tower just here in the middle. It's kind of big, and it's kind of not the best, but it does have its uses. Mostly, the biggest use would be the fact that all of the different people can use it, and so we don't have to keep building houses. Then I realized we still do have to keep building houses. It's because the fucking villagers won't go to sleep where they're supposed to. So, this is my most recent addition house to their place. Occasionally, zombies like to stand outside of it menacingly. I need to probably light that area up. But, this is just a little small area that has a bed, some of this stuff, and then villagers can sleep up here. And it's just kind of a nice little duplex kind of thing. This is the foxhole, so foxes can go in here to try and hide from wolves. They have like water, there's a little carpet bed area I put in the back place. There's like berries down there for food, basically everything they could need. It's because once I started building over here, I realized the foxes were losing their natural home, so I just decided that I would probably clean it up a little bit. Over here is another home. It's just in a hole ground. Oh, one of the villagers actually found it. None of the villagers have been using it up until this point, but I guess he did, so that's exciting. Then, before I show you guys my house, I'm going to show you guys this area over here. Oh, how did you guys get out? Oh no. I'm going to need to fix that later. Or make a place for them to get in or something. That's not good. Over here is the area directly beside the hospital area. We've called this our mushroom farm. So we found out that if you cut these down, they actually give you a fuck ton of mushrooms. So we've been growing them with bone meal and putting them on these little mycelium blocks, or not mycelium, but podzol. Yeah, podzol. Then this area down here is just kind of a nice little relaxation area for animals that get caught in this place. But we also have a very tiny and small little mushroom farm outside of the big mushrooms over here. Allison came up with the idea to do this sort of thing where we have a little hole for all of the different mushrooms. And a lot of mobs like to spawn here because of the fact that it's dark. So we have to be careful of that. But for the most part, it's very cute, and a bunch of fucking mushrooms keep growing here. So we don't really have to worry about those, at least for potions. One of the other things that is near in this area is this. It was the first nether portal we found, but it wasn't complete and we didn't have diamonds, so we couldn't fix it. But it is fixed now, and I'll show you kind of what it does later. It's a little bit of a weird thing, and I'm nervous to use it because last time I used it, it suffocated me. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Who just hit me? It was probably a trident guy, right? Oh well, that's probably fine. And this is a lodestone, so the compass I have in my inventory that keeps pointing around, that's going to this. So that way, no matter where we are in the Minecraft world, we'll always be pulled back to this, and that will let us know how to get home. So that is all of that part. I'm going to show you my home that I made, because I think that's one of the last builds on this island. We did recently invite a friend of ours, who will be coming by and doing some stuff occasionally, so I guess I could show you what she has started of her house, which is just over there, but outside of that, welcome to mi casa! I've got some stuff going on with it. Creepers helped over here with landscaping, but this was built off of a, I'm sure most people have probably seen it. It's like the Hobbit hole design that somebody made on YouTube. I would tell you who, but this is not a professional YouTube account. This is just me working through design ideas and everything, so this is the first time I really used something like that to go off of, and I think it looks really neat. They had the idea of using sandstone there, which was really cool. I just put these in front so that way it would close behind me and everything. There's stripped logs on the walls, and then there's like these little circle areas. This area has like a table, and then we have this food over here, like this is a pumpkin, like you'd be cutting on a cutting board. And then I have this area which has uncooked food. This place has farming materials or farming like items or tools. Then this has other animal byproducts that aren't food. This is just a water sink. These are 2 smokers that can be used for food. Every bit of cooked food is in this one. Then stuff to cook with, farming materials and seeds and everything. And then this one stuff that doesn't have to be cooked to be eaten. So you've got a lot of different options for food-related stuff in here. Then I have this, which gives you, it's just a place to drop off items that you don't really want to sort out yet, and stuff that you can use for survival stuff. So I always like to keep a boat, some torches, a campfire, everything like that in here, and then the rest of the stuff is just stuff that I sort out later. I built the first and currently the only ender chest on the server because we haven't really been worrying about ender chest stuff. But in here, I have some of my most precious items. I have Skywalker, my first enchanted crossbow. It has piercing 3 and quick charge 2. Then Flight of the Bumblebee, my Riptide 3 little trident that I can use to fly through the sky. I've got a diamond axe that I've been using. Silken Wind, which is what I used to build a different build on the server, which I'll show you soon, and then the Moneymaker, which has Fortune 2, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 3, and then my Diamond Sword that has Fire Aspect 1 and Bane of Arthropus 3. I'm working on that. This is going to be like my hunting sword, and this one's just a general sword that I can use, so I've been kind of working on that. And then this is Bane of DC Comics, My only current trident that's enchanted outside of this one that can be used for attacking, Loyalty 3, baby. And then Gas Killer 4. Gas Killer 4 is called Gas Killer 4 because of a tragic story that I will let you know about a little bit later on in the story. But, it is the 4th iteration because this server hates us so much. It has killed me so many times, and I have lost Gas Killer 1,000 times over. But she always comes back, mostly due to Allison's hard diligence and desire to help me with getting the new Gas Killer stuff. So, that's been something that we've had to rely on and everything. This is where I keep my beautiful Feather Falling 4 nether boots that I've been using. I'm also going to get mending and unbreaking on them, and that way I can actually use them in the nether without having to worry about them breaking. Then I have a disc thing here that I've been using to place discs and play them, and then here, I'm sure you noticed, looks like he's walking through a little door. You can walk through the painting to find, I have this area in case you need to build anything, but then, oh. Welcome to Stockholm City! Yeah, that's the place, that's what we ended up naming this city, by the way. Stockholm is the name of this place because we keep coming back to this server, despite the fact that it has killed us so much. This is my enchanting table room. It has like a little area for all of the things that we need and stuff for brewing. Making your dogs have sex on my enchanting table? Okay. Well, anyways, I guess that is a little symbolic because the reason this hole is here is because during a lightning storm I started digging down to try and hit Rowan's mine that they have underneath there, and whenever I did that, suddenly lightning hit and one of my dogs died, and I was like, what the fuck? It's because I'm underneath the ground and there's cobblestone all over the roof. I come in here and fucking this part of the house, which has no area that could be touched by lightning, is on fire. All of the ground is on fire, and 2 of my dogs have died. It was so sad. It was horrible. And so I guess having the dogs have sex in the room in which I had 2 of my dogs die is not necessarily impossible or problematic. This is Persimmons. I've named some of my other pets in there as well. I'm not going to go over all of them right now. It's because there's a lot of pets. This is my mini farm. Allison has made such a beautiful farm, but it is so big, and I constantly worry about fucking it up, so I have instead invested in a small farm with some beetroot, some wheat, carrots, some potatoes, all the sugar cane, and berries, and cactuses, and bamboo, and spruce trees if I need to, and all of that sort of stuff, pumpkins, all of that is just here, so that way I can use them and properly take care of them. Yeah, I need melons. I meant to put melons over here earlier, but I haven't had the time. Allison's farm still has melons, though, so she is still more powerful in that respect. And in most respects. There is a mine that way, but I'm not really going to look into it because there's not anything super important in there. But over here, there is, not Allison, Chitana's new farm and house area that she's making. I'm not going to do it, look at it right now, since technically she has not finished it, but we'll look at it later, whenever she has finished it, and we can add it to the mini server buildings that we have. Alright, so, the thing I was going to show you guys about the netherite, or the nether portal. I probably should do this through the nether portal first and then show you the bridge afterwards, so I'm just gonna do that. If I lose all of my diamond armor because of the fact that I go back to this, I'm going to be very upset and sad. I'm gonna be so very upset and sad. I have no idea. But I want to show you guys, because I was going to show you, I probably won't show you things in the nether that much, because that feels like a different video that needs to happen, but I want to show you what this does. Well, the dogs are dying. Hi? When did the iron go? What the fuck? Okay. I'm so concerned about everything that's happening right now. This is our nether base thing we have set up. There's a way to get out, and I'll show you like the rest of the nether a different time. But so much is happening here. Okay. If you go back through the portal, though, you'll see what happens. So, it takes you to a different location. Hello, you really shouldn't be here, sir. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. This is not your home. But this is a different location than you started at. It's because we accidentally made the nether portals too close to one another. And so... Okay. It disconnected me from the server. Okay. Okay. As you can see, the server doesn't like me very much. Or anyone very much, actually. That's, Woo! I may just not go through the nether portal this time. I think whatever is going to be happening, it may be best just to go in that direction. So, instead of going through the nether portal, I'll show you the other thing, which is the other way to get to that specific area. And this is the Lost Caravan of Llamas. These llamas were here. They weren't actually here before. Remember how I said I was collecting llamas from the wandering traders that kept dropping them into that llama farm? Yeah, they all kind of migrated here, and I'm not sure why. They broke out, and now they're here. Oh, sea turtle. But they are horrible and bastardous. And this is the thing I used with the Silken Wind. So, it is a little highway to get to that nether area that I was talking about. You just go here, and then a split 5 seconds later, boom! You're over here, and you are free to go over to the place. We have the barrels over here just to put the boats. Just to put the boats whenever you're done using them. That way there's always a boat available. But I will go back to the little area. The server just really doesn't like when we go to the nether, and I think it's because we spent over 2 months having to go into the nether to try and find another fortress. All of the stuff with the blaze rods, that was from one trip, because it took us so long to find it, and it took us so long to get back here. Literally, there wasn't another fortress for miles. It was horrible. The amount of time and effort and strength we put into that was way too much. But the important part is, this is the first nether portal we actually made, and so this is a little farm that we have going on over here, so we can keep them safe and use them for food. Then over here we have wheat, we have a little hunting area that Rowan uses on the ice. Hello, Allison. And that is Allison's most precious item, the fishing rod. She lost her first fishing rod because of a Curse of Vanishing, but it has a shit ton of enchantments on it. It is insane. Yeah, we'll pick it up and look at it. Yes, Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 3, and Mending 1. Absolutely insane, my dear sir. You are very powerful. She fished that one up as well. Almost all the enchantments on my armor and the stuff that she has on her stuff was all from fishing. So it's a little bit crazy. Let's see. So over here we have just like a bunch of chests that we used for whenever we first started out. We also have a little base of sorts where we can sleep. We have a bunch of different miscellaneous items and a little brewing stand over here, just for like on-the-go sort of things. If you go up here on top of this, I made this wall because whenever we first started over here, we ended up killing some pillagers, and I thought that they would murder me very badly, so I ended up making this wall because I didn't know that it would only trigger a raid if you were in a village. So we have this stuff now, and we have all of this stuff that can be used for enchantments and similar things whenever we need it. If we go off farther into the left area, there is a mining area, and there's also a mining area over in that direction. There's like an old ruins and stuff. I'm not going to go super in detail of it though, it's because this is already going to be a long ass video that is way too much. And so that is the most basics of what we have of the server so far. It's only been like 5 months or so since we started the server, but it's also taken a lot of effort and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, because the server just really hates us. We started it on hardcore, and then once we ended up like working through stuff and everything, we eventually decided that it was too difficult for what it was going for, and we switched it over to normal. Yeah, no, that didn't help. It was still hard. It was very difficult. It kept like destroying our ability to do anything. We lost so many items. Going through this portal, I lost an entire set of diamond armor, I lost one of the gas killers, and everything due to absolutely no fucking reason. Like, there was no reason for any of that to be happening, and it happened anyways. I have lost all of the things. It's killed our pets. Taken Allison's fishing rod. It's taken so much from everyone. And I want to say that it's been worth it. Oh yeah, no, Allison she's been going netherite mining in the nether. She's done all of that shit. And whenever she goes into the nether and does all of that sort of thing, she is risking everything. And she currently had like a bunch of netherite armor shit, and due to dying and then the game completely destroying all of her stuff, we once again lost everything. She lost everything. And it was so awful. I don't know what this server has against us, or what we did to piss it off so badly, but whatever it was, it must have fucking, like, really done something. It's because I don't know why it's been giving us such a hard time. Regardless, that is basically the Stockholm Syndrome server. It was originally called Rowan Dies because Rowan died and we died and everyone died. But now it's called Stockholm Syndrome because despite the fact that we keep dying, we keep on coming back. And I think it's a problem. I think most people would have given up by now and decided that this was stupid and not worth it, especially considering we haven't really built anything major or crazy or anything like that, but I don't know. I think it's nice. It's my first survival server I've actually done stuff on, and it's also been something I've done with, like, close friends, and I've been doing things as a group or whatever. This is kind of like one of the first times I've really gotten to go into that kind of thing. I don't really know whether or not I'm gonna end up doing like everything like I was working on before, if I'm gonna be like actually trying to make more builds outside of just repairing the village and working on that stuff. But like I said earlier, Allison was thinking of the library. I was thinking of making like a station over here for the boat area. There's a bunch of different stuff that we have planned and we're thinking about and we want to decorate and work on. So I may end up uploading a couple of videos on updates as the server comes along, if it comes along. I sure as hell hope it does, considering how much effort we put into it. But for now, I guess, Allison, is there anything else you want to show the group as we're walking along our beautiful area? Nah? Yeah. That's fair. I don't know if there's really super anything that would be, notable. I guess I could show you around the Nether, but like I said before, that might be a different video because, for one, I haven't really built anything in the Nether yet due to my fear of it, and two, the area we have covered in the Nether and the other bases, that's a lot of walking and a long ways to go. So all of the small and extra bases and everything, that'll probably just have to be in the next video whenever I get the chance or whenever we start building or doing more stuff with it. But if you're any of my friends watching this, that I get to send it to them, or even if you're somebody who's not my friends, who just found this place by accident and have no idea what you're doing here or whatever, that's fine too, and I am willing to hopefully see your thoughts and opinions on my mediocre building skills and what all we've accomplished so far. I mean, most people probably got a lot more done than we have, but I still think that considering all of the problems we've encountered and all of the obstacles we've faced, it's really kind of a nice place. Stockholm City and the horrible nether fortresses and all of the other things kind of have endeared me to the idea of this server and things going on in it. So maybe, with everything that's been happening, we'll eventually be able to make something really cool that people can talk about or even add on their own ideas with. And also, eventually, I'm going to have more people come talk about it with me. I was going to have Allison come talk about it, but because I don't really have a good microphone right now, it would be hard to get two people talking at the same time, unless we, like, went on Discord call, and she's, like, literally right in the other room, so I don't think that would be necessary. So we'll figure out a thing. I want Rowan and Allison to talk about their thoughts and maybe even do, like, some build videos or something with me in the future. But this is just kind of a nice scrap video to get me more used to the idea of making videos and doing things to show other people. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions on why and how the hell we got here, I'm gonna need to fix this. Oh no. Any of the stuff that we've been doing, don't worry about this, I'm gonna fix everything later. Just let me know what we hear about them, and we'll try to take them into consideration. Or we won't. I mean, it's just a free, fun server. Well, free is not the right word for it, but I spent $90 trying to get this server set up today so that other people can play it. But no, it's this server, it's great. I love it so much. It's my favorite thing. But yes, that is all for now, and I hope that all of you enjoyed my little wrapping up video. Yeah. Alright, bye!